it took the whole 20? Does that mean that it's going to take more than $40 to fill this car? It's a Toyota Corolla, for God's sakes. Kind of gotta go. And when I tell you vitamin D might be my Adderall, fight me. Sorry.
Up till 6 in the morning. When the sunrise, we'll be on it. Boy, I got 5, you know it's all live. Tell me when to go, baby, when we gon' slide, baby, when we gon' slide.
Hey friends, it's 5:36 on Monday. Yesterday was the Black History program. I said in the last vlog that I was gonna clean up, and I haven't, but I need to. And honestly, at this current moment, I feel like I have enough energy, so I could clean up. However, the question is, the schedule that I have is content review for the MCAT. As y'all can see, I was supposed to be cleaning and cooking right now, but I'm here talking to y'all. But my lord, look at my schedule. So this was Sunday, right? Black History program stressed me out. This was today. We had a clinical patient also stressed me out. This is what I'm supposed to be doing according to Kaplan. We'll see if it actually gets done. I really was planning on starting MCAT study on Tuesday, but as y'all can see, there is an abundance of things. There's literally so much, and Saturday is insane. I'm trying to get in all my hours. It's crazy, but I'm trying to get in somewhere. I want to say 10 to 15, right? 12 is the middle mark. I feel like I need to meet 12 every week in order to see progress. But also, when my schedule looks like this, am I getting in 12 hours? I don't know. In theory, I could probably kick out 12 hours in a day on Saturday. But then, what are you doing throughout the week? I'll forget everything by then. So, I'm trying to formulate my stuff where it will not be horrible during the week, but also not anything, right? Because I need something throughout the week. Right now I have my rest days set for Sunday and Wednesday, but truly they aren't rest days because I go to church both of those days. Now this Saturday is crazy because I have a bunch of MCAT stuff, but next Saturday I have leadership meeting at 9, church meeting at 10:15, and then we have a fish fry that is a fundraiser at 12. Likely from 12 to 4. So is any study wise getting done next Saturday? No, it's not. And my house is still a mess. I have not cleaned up since yesterday, but that was to be expected. So honestly, I don't know if I will study today. I feel like it'll be more of a tomorrow thing, but I'm gonna try. My bedroom, a mess. I need to do laundry. There's clothes everywhere because why not? In kitchen, a mess because I baked and I did not clean up after I baked because I got done baking at 11 p.m. and had to be up at 6 the next day. So it's been rough, but we will make it through. So I'm gonna take y'all through my first week of MCAT study and how I'm balancing everything from work and all the responsibilities I have there, and church and all the responsibilities that I have there, plus studying for the MCAT. Let's see how it goes. Alright y'all, real quick check-in. It's 5:49. I'm gonna stop at 6:15, 6:20-ish to actually get dressed and take the dog out. Good thing about Kaplan is they provide these videos, but they also provide you with where you can find extra information in the books. Gen Chem and biochem plus physics. Oh my god, physics tend to be the things that I struggle with the most, so I'm trying to go heavy into them and really do everything that I need to do for them, because well, they like the bulk of the test. I gotta get through it. I'm about to try to finish this video They give you a practice test in the beginning to see where you are, if you can test out, and then they have little review sessions and whatnot, which is why I've got all this information on my board, everything that I learned from just reviewing the questions, going in to watch the videos or the lecture, and we will retake the practice test, or we take a different version of the practice test after we've gone through everything. Another thing real quick, I also have a digital copy of the books through Kaplan. I can't tell if this also ends when my Kaplan ends, but while I have it, I will be using it to do notes because I don't want to type it out. I'm very slow at typing. It's 2:02. I'm leaving now because yesterday I spent an extra hour here, so I have time to give. Tomorrow I'll be here late as well. Wednesday is supposed to be a rest day, so I won't necessarily be studying. I still wake up to do Anki, but it won't be like a study day. What else? I didn't get through fluids today. I did the practice test that comes before the lesson, but I didn't go through the lecture or anything, so I moved it down to this afternoon. We'll see how many of the content sections I get through. I printed out some of my stuff for the AAMC content outline that they have. They essentially outline everything they're testing in the MCAT, and then somebody went through and filled it all in with all of the content that you need to know for each section or each outline. So I printed the pages for that for thermodynamics. I only do thermodynamics. I did thermodynamics and cell structures. I printed out stuff that I need for that. So I'll be reviewing that. Thermodynamics is really I don't know, y'all. Chemistry as a whole is very, I don't know. So we'll see. Usually biological stuff I'm better at, and then biochem is a 50-50 toss. Some things I'm really good at and don't have to go over a bunch of times, and then other things I have to drill in. So we'll see. Taking y'all along for the whole process. Let's do it. I'm gonna take the placement quiz. Which technically I've done before, but that was a while ago, so I want to redo it. And then we will go through all of these, have our little notes together, and then take the final one right here. Now at work I did the cellular one, which first time not bad, right? It's not horrible, right? And then that was from today. Apparently I have done that before as well. Was right, much better. The 3 questions I got wrong, I fully understand why I got them wrong, which is another thing that I'm implementing into my studying, is recognizing when I get questions wrong, why I got it wrong, what was the question, the subject, and what was the AAMC content category, in trying to track how well I'm doing in an Excel sheet type of thing. But I'm gonna go ahead, and my meat is thawed, so I'm questioning if I want to make my tacos first. I think I'm gonna make my tacos first and then get started. But since I had a nap, I'm feeling refreshed. I could stay up until 10. Usually that's my regular bedtime that I usually start to wind down at 10 o'clock. But that's also when I'm waking up at 5:30, not 4:30. So, y'all, I'm embarrassed. Why is sensing the environment essentially about the visual system? But at least most of it was. I know I work in the ophthalmology lab. Did not get all of them. Which structure is not a part of the visual pathway? MGN. Oops. Inability to detect the temporal visual field. In the chiasm? Interposition. Oops. Yes. All of them I can understand why I got wrong. We will review and be keeping track of what I was thinking and what I got wrong, why I got it wrong, so we can learn from that. And we're moving forward. And nobody from the lab has to know about this.
Hello?
She can eat pasta salad.
What, she gonna text you and ask you that?
Yes.
I don't care nothing about that. She ain't eating no pasta salad.
She can eat pasta salad, dog. Please. My mama ended up suffering with hospital food, dude. She can eat pasta salad.
You better Amazon her something.
Man, Amazon don't do that.
Was it because they kept the cause for infection or what?
No. Part of attempting to study medicine and get into med school means that my brother and my mother contact me about their diets and what my mama can have while she's in the hospital right now and what she can't have. All right, y'all, gotta take a break. Somebody is ready to go outside. Say hey, Daisy. Stop licking that. My goodness. All right, just got done with all of the lectures. Whiteboard is completely filled at this point. I'm about to take the exit exam, well, exit quiz. All right, I went through and updated my Excel sheets. All of these will eventually be turned into Anki cards, but that will likely be a weekend thing, to be completely honest. And now I'm about to take the placement quiz for influences on behavior. Y'all, real quick, dopamine is not known to be strongly associated with which of the following diseases: Parkinson's, drug addiction, schizophrenia, and Alzheimer's. Definitely schizophrenia, definitely, so it has to be Alzheimer's. It's definitely drug addiction, it's definitely schizophrenia, and it's definitely Parkinson's. I'm almost 99% sure it's Parkinson's because I remember something from high school about this. We'll see. I'll let y'all know we got it right. Update, that dopamine question definitely was Alzheimer's. We got it right. It is 9:09. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night because we have to wake up in the morning and do some more stuff. Good morning, y'all. It's Wednesday. I'm sitting at the light. I did wake up this morning, did not study, actually went back to sleep. But Wednesday was supposed to be the rest day anyways, but I did want to do Anki and whatnot, but I can do it from my desk because I did install Anki on my work computer yesterday. So I can do it from my desk, kick out some stuff, and during lunch I could probably finish up the fluid section, continue to review the questions that I got wrong, and then make those into Anki cards. I could probably do that at my desk. I do have actual work to do, of course, but I think today I have OCT with another PI in lab. I helped them with their acquisition of their OCT. I'm sorry, it's really bumpy out here. If y'all have ever driven on Nashville roads, the roads are not that good. So y'all are bouncing around and I apologize. But I assist them by handling the acquisition of OCT in their mice for them. And then I also help with their analysis. I do need to really do their analysis. There's particularly 4 mice that we want to look at. And I've looked, but I haven't fully in-depth looked. So I have to do that. I put it on my schedule for tomorrow, but I might do it today. It just depends. Oh my God, why is there traffic? I just want to get to work. But today's Wednesday, so we have Bible study. So since the church is literally maybe 10 minutes with traffic from my job, I usually just stay there until right around the time to go to Bible study, then go to Bible study and just come home. Just go to Bible study and come home. Wow, we are sitting in real life traffic. That's crazy. And we're not even on the highway, child. This is in the neighborhood. I wonder if there's a school bus in front, and that's why. Maybe. So today's to-do list is to, at minimum, organize my Anki with the topics that I have been handling this week or have already handled. Two would be quantifying my TNF alpha antibody. Once again, I have not gotten through all of the images that I've taken on the slides. 3, potentially, well, we'll put that last. 4, OCT acquisition of mice. That wasn't 4. That was 3. 1. So on today's to-do list, we have 1, organizing my Anki into the topics that I have already done or will do this week so that I can start getting through some space repetition. 2, OCT acquisition of mice for this other PI. 3, quantification of TNF alpha for the slides that I took last week. I didn't get through all of the images, so I do need to do that, get through all of the images, and then maybe not today, but for potentially drafting a graph for the fluorescence levels of TNF alpha. 5, go to Bible study, and then that should be it. It is 3:32. Bible study ended up getting canceled, so I'm just gonna go home and study, probably. I might be able to get some laundry done. Oh, but I do need to go by the store to get expo markers. I did talk about that yesterday. I need to get some fine tip expo markers. I guess I'll have to end up going to Walmart. Boom. But I'll go home and I'm probably just gonna study, honestly. Tomorrow is a heavy day, at least for studying, because we're doing transcription and translation, and that is pretty heavy. So I'm just gonna pretty much review everything that I've done thus far and go from there. Let's see how the day goes. All right, y'all, it is 7:15 p.m. Last time y'all seen me, I was at Staples. I did get new expo markers, and they do in fact look better. I'm trying to figure out which one of these was this one has. I just got the base black, blue, green, and red. They do look 10 times better on the actual whiteboard, but all of this needs to be cleared out. And I don't seem to know where my expo, oh, here it is. My eraser is, okay. All right. Well, I did at work organize my Anki deck. Let's open it up. I really only did 2 topics. Hold on, I gotta log into Anki. See if I remember my password. Where's my download from Anki? Oh. All right, y'all look at it. All right, so I separated it into thermodynamics and kinetics, and then attitudes and behavior, because everything that we're doing this week, other than the stuff from that's gonna be on Saturday, well, everything up until this point on Wednesday has been, well, not even that. What am I trying to say? Kinetics is something that Kinetics and thermodynamics is always something that I'm not the best at. So I really do want to be better at that. Historically, my best sections of the MCAT have been Psych Soc and CARS, which CARS is up in air. It's usually somewhere around the same as Biochem, but it's really just up in the air. I did apply for the fee waiver. I applied for the fee waiver Monday night at that, but I did apply on Monday. Have not heard back yet. I feel like I submitted an older document, but I did not realize that it was an older document because it was dated for this year, for on behalf of my mom. So I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. I can go in and get the next document, but that'll just take another 5 business days for them to review it and say, hey, you got it. But at work today, I had things planned. I planned to quantify my antibody. I planned to do OCT with one of the PIs. I planned to post-process some of my optic nerve images. Only one of those things got done, and that was the OCT with the other PI. Because I ended up helping them with IHC because they had a different protocol that wasn't really put together, the protocol that we have in our lab. So that ended up being hey, you need to do this, let's change this, let's try to optimize this as far as it is, because they were doing cryo IHC, so that's Usually it's either a 2-day process or a whole day process. After your primary antibody incubation, you're supposed to sit your antibody in a dark, cold room, preferably a 4-degree, overnight. But when I'm doing it, sometimes I just leave it in there for 2 hours. It's literally 2 hours or overnight. 2 hours or longer or overnight. So when I'm doing it, I usually just do 2 hours, kick everything out in the same day. But everybody does not do that. And that's fine. I haven't had any problems with my antibodies not being stained well. In fact, oh my god, I forgot. And I don't even know if we have it. So for the paper, I need to do a round of staining on a specific animals for this specific time point, and I need to do nitrotyrosine. And I just found the slides today. Maybe let's try Thermo Fisher. I have no idea if we have nitrotyrosine. Even if we have it, I still might order more. Nitrotyrosine. They do have. That's a problem. That's a problem. Actually, so for this paper, I'm essentially taking over what somebody else has done. I don't want to say it like that. I'm essentially taking over a project that has been at a halt for 2 years because the person that was running said project went to med school. So I'm taking over. Honestly, I wish I would have taken over earlier because I probably would have already had my first paper, but it is what it is. I'm happy, so I'm not even tripping on it. But she shared it with me. Here we go. That's figures. The paper. That's what I need. We have some staining that needs to be done for these slides. The thing about working in research is nothing ever goes to waste, ever. So we still have slides of these rat eyes that are going to need to be stained, done another round of staining. The antibody we want to look at is nitrotyrosine. So I don't know what to order. I will have to sit down with my PI to see what it is that we want. Because none of these, this is GFAP. Well, no, this is TNF alpha. Apologies. This is GFAP. Well, I was going to add that to the schedule, but I guess not. It might be a next week thing. Maybe next Wednesday. I might be able. I handle all the ordering in lab, and I might be able to get this because Fisher ships really fast. Any antibody company usually ships super fast because one, you have to ship on ice or dry ice depending on what your antibody is and what temperature it needs to be kept at. And then 2, you can't just ship an ice pack and not have it the next day. It's only good for essentially 1 day, so you have to ship next day. So if I know what I'm ordering, I can order tomorrow. It'll be here Monday. I can do IHC on Wednesday. So that'll probably be a next week thing, honestly. That'll probably be a next week thing. IHC question mark. Go ahead and put that on the schedule. We have our MCAT docs. Here are our MCAT Anki cards. This here, 301 card. Attitudes and behavior is only 101. So we will be trying to get through those Anki cards from now until Friday. Tomorrow we have on the schedule DNA to RNA to protein, which is essentially transcription, translation, so on. And we also have cell development, attitudes, and behavior. Honestly, might kick out cell development and attitudes and behavior now. Make my Anki cards and just review those in the morning. Oh, actually no. Cars is in the morning. Let's see. Let me log into Kaplan. I'm just yapping away, y'all. Tomorrow is cells and development, which contains mitosis, embryosis, and mechanisms of development. Cool. and then it's DNA to RNA to protein, that's fine, and then it's nervous system and endocrine. That's what Kaplan has on their schedule. I moved some of this around. I remember that. I still have not gotten through fluids. Fight me, sorry. Still have not gotten through fluids. But hey, listen, I have time and energy right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and clear off this board. We're gonna get started and hit the ground running. Also, y'all, side note, my desk is a mess right now. I know y'all probably thinking like I'm the messiest person alive. I'm not. It's just been crazy. It's just been a really rough week. Dang, no, I need this. All right, I'm gonna take a picture of this. I don't think I did. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, about to take the exit exam. Well, exit quiz. I always say exam. Anyways, about to take that right now. Let's see how well we do. So, I'm on the cell development one, right? Doing pre-quiz. Literally, the main antibody we use is GFAP. And I know it is for astrocytes. So, I'm going to assume spinal cord, notochord. I thought that, but that's not even an option, y'all. I know that it's astrocyte specific. Where are the astrocytes, y'all? I don't know. I don't even remember where notochord, what that ended up differentiating into. But I definitely don't think it's it's not melanocytes. So I'm gonna say 1 and 3. And that's not even an option. There's only one option that has 3. Every option has 1. I don't know. Y'all see this? This is literally my field, a GFP tag. And I got it wrong. Hey. Daisy is telling me that it is time to go to bed. So we are about to go to bed. It is 9:36. That's it for today. We wasn't even supposed to really study today, but I didn't have nothing else to do. So we're done for the night though. Alright y'all, it's 6:45. I did not wake up to study. I was supposed to do cars this morning. I just didn't wake up. So, what do we have to do today? Let's check the calendar. I feel so old always having to check my calendar. Let me see. I was gonna process some optic nerve images, do a little bit of OCT analysis, maybe draft some graphs. I also need to try to schedule a MRI for 60 days out. It is so hard trying to schedule an MRI. It's part of our clinical study, but everybody's always in there trying to get it, and you'll click on it at the time that you're supposed to order. Well, you're supposed to schedule, and someone will get in there before you. It's worse than Ticketmaster. So that's something that we need to do. Also, things that aren't on my calendar but need to be done. I need to meet with my boss to see what nitrotyrosine she wants to use. And also, like, our other time points, I don't see nitrotyrosine being used on them either. So, does she want me to do it for every time point, or what are we talking here? So, I have to run through that and talk to her about that. Also, there is a TBI meeting, well, TBI lecture. My institution always puts on these lectures about different topics and how they essentially play a role into everything that we have going on at the institution. Because I work in vision research, and my clinical study that I'm helping to run is within the scope of range of traumatic brain injury, I'm gonna go to the lecture because it'll be good to go to the lecture. Also, I think they said they have lunch provided. That is a key point in why I am going, because I don't want to pay for lunch. So I'm gonna go. We'll see what is hitting on, and I will try to update y'all throughout the day. Honestly, sometimes it's just so busy. Yesterday, I was literally so busy. I sat down to eat, and that was the one time I sat down. So we will see. But anyways, I gotta go get gas, and I need a snack. So we're gonna head to the gas station first, which means I probably won't be at work until 7:30. Oops. Yo, my car took the entire $20. Somebody's been getting greedy, and prices have been getting high. Cause the entire 20, I wasn't even at. I was just under half a tank. It took the whole 20. Does that mean that it's gonna take more than $40 to fill this car? It's a Toyota Corolla, for God's sakes. Oh my Lord. It's 7:19. I did not study today. And you know what? I'm okay with that because I studied yesterday and that was supposed to be my rest day. And I was just like, today I was just so tired and I couldn't really figure out why. Oh my God. My mom was finally home from the hospital. So she got home last night. So I'm like, that's not necessarily the weight that's on me. Then 30 minutes ago, I looked at the top of my fridge and I remembered that I have vitamin D supplements up there. And I also remember that my doctor put me on 50,000 units, the prescription vitamin D, to take once a week for 12 weeks. And I was like, oh, when was the last time I took it? 10 days ago. That'll probably do it. That's probably why I was so tired. I have not taken my vitamin D. Oh, I should do that. In fact, I will do that now. But I was just in here tired, y'all. Tired. I couldn't even think about doing anything. I was just so tired. But I'm still tired. Clearly haven't taken it yet. But I bought some candles. I went to CVS. Finally got some paper towels. I made tacos the other night, but I didn't have no sour cream, so there was just no sour cream tacos, and that's not cool. So I now have sour cream, and I'm gonna make another taco, or at least take one to work for tomorrow, so I don't have to buy anything. Let's see what happened. Work today is probably another reason why I was tired. I got to work and I started doing the things that I planned to do. So I planned to do some OCT analysis. I got a couple images done. Cool. Then I needed to do something else that was not on my schedule that someone asked me to do. And really, it wasn't an ask, but it's more like I'm the only person that can do it. So I had to. And that kind of just threw my schedule off a little bit. Then after that, I had all of 40 minutes, maybe 50. I probably had 50 minutes. I had 50 minutes before I had to go to that TBI lecture. Not that I had to go, but I wanted to. And I was like, oh, I don't really know where the room is at, but I do need a break and need to get some fresh air, so let me take a walk. So I took a walk around campus, came back, and was like, by then, maybe it was 22, and I'm like, I'm gonna start heading to the room. Did not know where the room was at, got lost, took the wrong elevator 3 times. Then finally made it to the room. They provided lunch. We had Hattie B's, which was good. The lecture itself was great as far as the content of the lecture, but it was basically this guy is trying to get my institution to sign on to be a part of a drug trial and a part of essentially a TBI center for where they can collect research, basically, and then use that research to go into pharmaceuticals. So it's good, but it's also like big pharma again. This particular institution is not a big pharma institution, but that's where the bucks are at. So you can tell that that's eventually where they want to go. They're not there yet, but with the help of my institution, they could be. So that's a thing. But what else? That was pretty much my day. After the lecture, I went back to the lab, had to do a couple things there. Ended up going to the animal facility to check on the mices and whatnot, and then I went home. That was my day. And I was just tired. Everybody was asking me for everything, and where's this, where's that? Can you order this? It is nothing more than what usually happens, but for whatever reason, I just could not do it today. So the nitrotyrosine that I need for my IHC that I'm going to be doing on paraffin sections, hopefully next week if it comes in time, which it usually does. I ordered that today. That antibody itself is almost $500. Just let that sit in. Let that sink in. It's almost $500 for one antibody. And I think it's 1 mil, if that. So that is the cost of research. Research is expensive. If you plan on going into research, know that you need a bulk of grant money, because that's just one antibody. Now mind you, I'm only staining for this one, but I have a bunch of slides and I haven't even gone through all of them to pick out which ones I want to stain. I don't even know what's available to stain, because I don't know where these slides are. In a rat eye, you can get well over 100 sections. Well over. I don't quite know how they were sectioned. If we only got certain parts of the eye, did we only get the posterior sections, did we only get the medial sections, what did we do? And I don't know. So that is something for me to figure out, but I can figure it out next week because my brain is tired. It's tired. So today ended up being my rest day. Tomorrow will go crazier. Saturday will be insane, and Sunday will be another rest day. That's the plan. Good morning, y'all. We are doing Anki from bed today. I made the mistake of sleeping with the AC on last night and not the heater, and it's 30 something degrees outside, so that makes it very cold in the house. So I am now fully covered and I'm just going to be a lot more comfortable in my bed. So I'm only doing Anki this morning. That's okay for me. So I did split my Anki. I already did split my Anki into behavior and attitudes and then thermodynamics. So I'm going to try to get through. Thermodynamics has 300 new cards. Behaviors and attitudes only has 180. I'm going to try to get through behavior and attitude completely by Saturday morning. That's actually a lot to ask for. I'm going to try to get through behavior. I'm going to try to get through both of them by Sunday. How many cards a day? I don't know. I used to be able to do 250 new cards a day, which would turn into reviewing over 1,000. So we'll see, but that's what we're about to do. I actually did wake up. Apparently I just needed that day of rest. Still did not take my vitamin D, but I will take it today. No worries. Yesterday I got yogurt, so I'm gonna make a smoothie, and that's it. Let's go. Alright, I had forgot that I needed to update Anki on my laptop. So now it's finally updated. Everything's good. And we're about to get started. Now 5:02, so we're about to get started. I'm just gonna lay down and do Anki. Slowly getting through. Very slowly. Alright, y'all. It's 6:30, maybe. About to take the dog out, and then I'll make my smoothie and we'll be out the house. So hopefully we're out the house about 6:45-ish. I don't really know, but we'll try. I ended up falling asleep doing Anki the last 10 minutes. So maybe Anki in the bed is not necessarily a good idea. Lesson learned, I guess. Anyways, let's take the dog out, make the smoothie, and be out the door. Alright, y'all. It is 3:12. We're leaving, going home. It's Friday. Let me just say this. So yesterday I was feeling super tired and I was like, dang, I don't even know. Maybe it's because I didn't take my rest day or what. Something's not right. So I happened to look on the fridge and I seen my vitamin D. That was a 10,000 unit vitamin D. I currently take a 50,000 unit vitamin D once a week. And I was like, oh. I didn't take it last week, so I took it today. And when I tell you vitamin D might be my Adderall, I was so honed in, focused, energized. I said, oh, I can't miss this at all. I absolutely need to take my vitamin D. Oh my goodness. It literally felt very slowly but surely. I was getting back to being myself. And I was like, oh, I need to be more consistent about this. I need to be more consistent. So I'm feeling good, and I feel like I conquered the world. As far as studying, I don't actually know what I want to do today. I did Anki at work as well, and I honestly don't know what I want to do today, or not even what I should do today. But I know that I absolutely need to do laundry. I absolutely need to sweep and mop my floors, and I absolutely need to clean my kitchen because I do have dishes in the sink. Now that I have the energy and the motivation to do so, I'm gonna try to do it now before that depletes. But tomorrow is a full-on day of studying minus the teachers meeting that I need to go to at 10 o'clock tomorrow at the church. So that really don't want to go, y'all. I'm not lying to you, but we got to get some stuff together for Vacation Bible Study, and then once Vacation Bible Study is done, then, or at least a plan is made, hopefully I don't have to keep going. But I am the director of Christian education, so I kind of gotta go. But I really don't want to, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm tired of giving up my Saturdays, and since I'm gonna be studying and doing full links, they won't get me every Saturday. So, because either leadership meeting is always at 9 and teachers meeting is always at 10. I start taking the MCAT at 8 o'clock. I try to be as the testing center as possible, and there's no going to church and you can pause it. No, not at all. So we are gonna go ahead and head home, study, hopefully, clean everything up, laundry. I went to CVS and I got their version of Dr. Bronner's basically, so I can add it to my laundry because I did need a big bottle and I didn't get one at Walmart the other day. So it is what it is. But let's go home. I know the dog is ready to go out and be walked and all of those things, so let's get going. All right, y'all, it's 3:53. It took me quite a while to get home. I literally just walked in the house all of 2 seconds ago. About to take Mercedes-Benz Stadium. What are you emailing me about? Oh. Anyways, I just got in the house, about to take the dog out, and then 3. I need to do 4 or 5 loads of laundry. I get everything done all at once. And I need to check to see what is available. If I can get in there before 5 o'clock, I could probably get everything done. Let's see how many washers and dryers are available. Come on. It says 7 washers and all 10 dryers. Well, it's more than 10, I think. Anyways, there's a lot available. So we're gonna take the dog out and immediately go over there to do laundry. Y'all, it is 7:49 p.m. Likely no more studying is getting done today. I just realized I have enough clothes that were still out for another load of laundry, but it won't be getting done until tomorrow. I put on my bed sheets and everything. I guess I will fold my laundry today. I still have to clean the kitchen, still need to sweep and mop everything. Let's see, what else? What was on the schedule for today? Today was going to be PARS, nervous and endocrine, DNA to RNA to protein. We're going to study on Sunday, which usually is one of my rest days. But because I know I'm not going to get through all of this, we're going to study on Sunday. Also, I had on my schedule laundry on Sunday, but I just had enough willpower to do it today. So we're just swapping our days, basically. But tomorrow, I'm gonna try to focus on the things that are chemistry and biochem based because those tend to be my hardest. So I want to focus on that when I have a bunch of time to do it. Not really a bunch, but I'm not necessarily being bothered by anything to do it. So on the schedule, I have making sense of the environment, that's psych soc and a little biology, bonds and interactions, fluids, CARS diagnostic, social thinking, reactions and aqueous solutions, light and sound, attitude and behavior, and then cell development. Now, a lot of that I just threw over because it didn't get done throughout the week. So I threw everything onto Saturday. So everything that is not chem based or physics or biochem based will get thrown onto Sunday. So all my psych soc stuff, probably that I might do a CARS tomorrow, but that's probably excuse me, that's probably going to get thrown on to Sunday. So that's where we are right now. But laundry is over there, and then there's more right there. But that needs to get done. Let me go ahead and fold all of these clothes and I guess get my life together, child. Good morning, everybody. It is 6:39. I had planned on my schedule to study at 6:45, but it'll really be like 7:45. I just got back in the house from taking the dog out. We went on a little walk and she did everything that she had to do. I just fed her. Now I'm about to do that last load of laundry. While that's going, I'll probably sweep and mop, and then we can get started studying. Today, like I said, I had a lot on my schedule, but we're going to focus on our things that I'm not the best at, so chemistry. And then if there's anything, a big thing in biochem, I'll probably be doing that today as well. So we're going to go over thermodynamics, and I have a printout from the AAMC content. It's a content review. It's a breakdown of the AAMC content, and somebody went in and filled in all the things that we need to know for each breakdown of the content, at least for the sciences. So just for biology, biochem, and then chem phys. So we're going to start with thermodynamics. Really need to get that down. That's super big in the MCAT. Then we're going to go into what Kaplan has. So we're going to go into bonds and interactions, reactions and aqueous solutions, and then light and sound. And that should take us throughout the day. Now there are other things that I probably could add. Let's see. There are other things I probably could add. But we'll start with that as our list for today and then see how far we go. I'm going to move this other stuff to Sunday. Currently on my schedule is still on Saturday. So I'm going to move this stuff to Sunday, and then we'll get through everything that we got to get through today. My child has eaten, been outside, and now she's laid out. I think her allergies are starting to act up. So last year, the allergies were really bad. She was sneezing a lot. Today, it's like she's been shaking her ears all day, all night. She hasn't been scratching at them or anything, so I don't think it's like an ear infection. I really just think she has allergies. When we were outside, she was doing it a couple times as well, but I just think she has allergies. And she started to sneeze while we were outside too. So my poor Daisy Wazy has allergies. Alright, y'all, it is 8:20. I'm done sweeping and mopping. Kitchen's clean. I'm literally just waiting on my clothes to be done in the dryer, and then I'll be done with all the household things that I need to do today. I ordered my groceries. We have to pick those up around noon. The teacher's meeting is at 10. I will have to leave at 9:30. So in the meantime, between now and 9:30-ish, I'll just be doing Anki, and then we'll go heavy into content as far as videos and reviewing things after I come back from teacher's meeting. Y'all, also last night I washed my Anki remote because it was in my bed, and I had stripped everything off my bed, and I just bundled it together and threw it in the washer. So I did wash my Anki remote, but it's charging right now, so I think we're good. That scared me because I don't want to buy another one. They're not all that expensive. I think they're 15 bucks, but still, I had a perfectly good one. I don't want to buy another one. Alright, y'all, it's 9:40 and I'm just now leaving the house. A little behind, and I left my smoothie. I'm not turning around. A little behind schedule. Daisy peed in the house for the first time in well over a year and a half. And it kind of just threw me off. I'm like, oh my god, Daisy, what happened? I am on the way now. I'll get there before the meeting starts at 10, and that's all. Is that a buzzard just in the road? Wow, haven't seen one of them in a long time, but I'm just on the way. Skirt down, you acting like me, acting like we wasn't more than a summer fling. I said farewell, you took it well.
promise I won't cry over spilled milk. Give me a paper towel, give me another bell, give me another hour or two. I'll war with you. Why you bother me when you know you don't want me? Why you bother me when you know you got a woman?
Alright, y'all, teachers meeting is done. I'm on the way to pick up my groceries because they texted me and told me that it's ready. It is 11:52. I was only, like, we got out of the meeting at 11. I was literally just up there waiting for my groceries to be ready. The grocery store is by the house, so I didn't want it to be like I go home and then the next 2 seconds they're ready, I have to leave again, and after I got them settled and everything. So I'm just going to pick them up now, and then we'll be in the house for the rest of the day. Alright, y'all, it's 4 o'clock. I took a nap and I literally did not mean to sleep that long. It is what it is. So we're gonna get started with going over deeply into thermodynamics. Then we're gonna move on. Once I feel good about that, we'll move on to fluids. And then what else was on the schedule? Okay. So we got reactions and aqueous solutions, light and sound, and then bonds and interactions. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started with those, and we'll start off simple. Let's do Anki first. I do have 300 cards, so probably won't get through all of Anki, and then we'll switch back into going into Kaplan, seeing what they have, doing maybe a Q bank for them for thermodynamics, seeing how that goes, reviewing, making more Anki cards based on the content that they have that maybe I got wrong. And then I also have the printout, if y'all can see that. This is what is in the thermodynamics section of that AAMC material that I was telling y'all about. So we'll go through this as well, and then maybe make some Anki cards based on this as well. And then we'll move on to bonds and interactions, and then bonds and, I don't remember everything from bonds and interactions, but should only take a couple hours. Thermodynamics will probably take the longest. We'll probably be up until 10. That's the plan. We will start with thermodynamics. We'll go really deep, really heavy into that by doing Anki first, going to the Kaplan Q bank. No, we'll go really deep into that by doing Anki first, reviewing videos and taking notes of said videos. We'll go to the whiteboard and try to dump out all the information we know, and then we will go back to Anki, see how that goes, and then a Q bank of maybe 15 questions, I guess. Q bank of 15 questions from Kaplan, and then reviewing those questions, making Anki cards based on what I got wrong from those, and then that'll be everything, right? There's 17 passes of the information. Eventually I will get it, right? And then we'll move on to bonds and interactions, and then hopefully we can get to reactions and aqueous solutions. If not, at minimum we can review the content for aqueous reactions and aqueous solutions, and then throughout the week just go really heavy into it. All right, y'all remember how I said I washed my Anki remote? We're gonna have to buy another one. It only works when it's plugged in, and we're just gonna have to buy another one. So
second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Saying if you a bad bitch, put your hands up high, hands up high, hands up high. Tell them dim the lights down right now, put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark room, go.
I recognize your fragrance, hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit, and I know your taste is a little bit, high maintenance, everybody else basic, you live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice, poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you, and you're in the mood for empathy, there's blood in my pen. Nigga don't approach your whip that a turret. Nigga that ain't good game home is sorry. They say conversation, rule the nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I know you what you want. Oh, what it got this, put it in the song. Alright. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I know you what you want. Oh, what it got this, put it in the song. Alright.
First session of Anki is done. We have 88 cards left. So in actuality, we did not have 300 cards for Anki, for at least for thermodynamics and kinetics. We really had 180, and that's because somehow some of my behavioral stuff got in there too. So actually, I probably need to update behavioral rebuild. Oh no, it still says 82 rebuild. So, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm about to take a longer break because I'm about to cook my dinner. I'm making some taco soup tonight, so I'm gonna take a break for that, but we'll be right back to it. So now that we've done our first Anki session, we're gonna go into Khan Academy and go into thermodynamics again, review all the videos, see if they have any extra content. Then we will go through our AAMC stuff for content, review that, maybe watch another YouTube video, and then a Khan Academy Q bank, maybe 15 questions, and then back to Anki. Because from that Q bank, we will go ahead and decide. From that Q bank, we'll take the questions that we got wrong, put them into Anki, and go from there. And then we'll move on to the next topic. All right, done eating, going into Kaplan. Let's see what they got going on. So I feel like there's a slight content gap because some of the things that were in the Anki, I don't remember being into the Kaplan stuff. 100 hours is what they have planned for me in March. 100 hours over 5 days, 5 hours a day. Well, we'll see. All right. So I'm going to go in, retake the kinetics quiz, and but anyways, I'm waking up in the morning to make yet another cake, and then I have to make another one next week for the fish fry, but that's beyond me. And then we're gonna be doing Anki, literally. Tomorrow's gonna be a psych/biology day, so I'm gonna try to get through as much as I can.
Up all night, baby, when we gon' slide.